There is a truth that most people never realize. When someone insults you, they are not proving that they are stronger. They are revealing their own weakness. An insult is not a sign of power, it is a sign of insecurity, the sign of a troubled mind trying to find relief by dragging someone else down to its level. A confident man does not need to attack with words. A disciplined mind does not seek attention by hurting others. And a truly strong person never needs to destroy another person's dignity just to feel more valuable. What the offender really wants is not to hurt you. He wants to capture your attention and your reaction. He wants you to get angry. He wants you to become defensive. He wants you to step into the emotional frame he has built, where he can control the situation. Because if you lose your calm, he has proof that his words have power. But if you remain still, calm and steady, all the strength he tries to show will turn back on him and make him appear smaller than ever. Stoicism teaches that you do not need to lower yourself to the level of a foolish person, and you do not need to fight battles that are not worthy of you. You do not need to respond. You do not need to prove anything, and you do not need to win with words. True strength lies in your ability to remain calm when facing disrespect, turning your silence into a mirror that shows them the weakness they carry inside. When you understand this, you not only protect your dignity, but also force the offender to reveal his true nature. And that is exactly what this video will show you. Not how to take revenge and not how to strike back, but how to make a disrespectful person expose their own insecurity before you say a single word. You will learn how to make insults lose their power, how to make the one who insults you appear small in the eyes of others, and most importantly, how to keep yourself unshaken in the midst of chaos with the wisdom of Stoicism. This is the art of handling disrespect through silence, calmness, and complete control of your own emotions. Let us begin. Method 1. Understand that an insult speaks about them, not about you. Every time someone opens their mouth to insult you, your first reaction is usually to wonder if there is something wrong with you. You feel attacked, doubtful, and slightly hurt. But that is the mistake many people make. They assume that an insult is a mirror reflecting the truth about themselves. They believe that if someone dares to criticize or humiliate them, then it must say something about who they are. But the truth is completely the opposite. An insult does not say anything about you. It says everything about the person who speaks it. It is not the truth. It is a confession in disguise. A person who respects themselves, knows their own value, and lives with discipline does not need to use words to stab others. A strong person does not need to tear down the one in front of them. A confident person does not need to prove their worth by hurting the people around them. People who have true value understand that their dignity is not built by destroying someone else's dignity. So when someone insults you, the only thing they are doing is exposing the cracks in their mind and in their heart. They are revealing the chaos they cannot control. They are revealing the insecurity they are trying to hide. They are showing you the weakness they fear others will see. Imagine it like this. A calm person will never throw stones into still water, but a troubled person will throw anything they are holding into it just to create noise. The person who insults you is the same. They need attention. They need your reaction. They need you to tremble, to get angry, to strike back. Because if you react, they have proof that they have influence, that they have power, that they can shake you. Your emotion is the reward they are craving. A person full of insecurity always seeks a sense of control over others to fill the emptiness inside. They cannot control themselves, so they try to control you. Epictetus once said that people act based on their perceptions, not on the truth. A person who thinks wrongly will act wrongly. A person with distorted thinking will treat others in a distorted way. A person who sees the world as threatening will attack anyone standing in front of them. So an insult is not an objective truth about you. It is the story they are telling themselves in their own mind. It does not reflect your nature. It reflects their psychological state. When you understand this, you no longer see an insult as a personal attack. You see it as a beam of light shining into the mind of the other person. A person who speaks with bitterness is someone who is hurting. A person who attacks others is someone who is fighting with themselves. A person who mocks, humiliates, or tears others down is someone who cannot control their own chaos. A confident person does not need to lower anyone. Only the weak attack with words. Observe people who are successful, disciplined, and wise. They do not waste their energy throwing worthless words at others. They do not lower themselves to that level. They understand that insulting others does not lift them up. It pulls them down. But those who insult you do not have that self-respect. For them, bringing someone else down is the only way to feel higher. What they do not realize is that when they do this, everyone sees the insecurity they are exposing. An insult is like a broken mirror. It reflects a distorted image of the one holding it, not the real image of the person standing in front of it. If you react, you are looking at yourself through that distorted mirror and accepting the false reflection. But if you understand the nature of the mirror, you will no longer let it shake you. You look directly at the one holding it and you see the truth clearly. You are not swayed by the opinion of someone who cannot control their own mind. This is the first art of someone who practices Stoicism. Learn to see an insult as a confession. Learn to look beyond the noise and see the fear behind it. Learn to recognize that disrespect is not a sign of strength. It is a sign of weakness. When you truly understand this, you will never look at an insult the same way again. You will stand firm, calm, and never be pulled into someone else's chaos. And from that moment on, the one who insults you begins to look smaller than ever. Method 2. Respond with silence or a calm and powerful attitude. There is one thing an offender fears the most but will never admit. He does not fear your response and he does not fear your anger. The only thing that makes him lose control is your lack of reaction. Someone who tries to provoke you is like a person throwing stones into a lake, hoping to create big ripples. But when the surface does not move, he looks back at himself and wonders why his presence is not strong enough to shake you. And that is the moment he begins to look small. A person who insults you always waits for your reaction. In his mind, he has already pictured the entire scene. You get angry, you snap back, you lower yourself to his level. That is the victory he expects. People like this are not searching for truth. They are searching for emotional dominance. They do not want to express an idea. They want to control your mind. They want you to let emotion guide your actions, to prove that they have the power to make you lose control. Even a single angry glance or a rushed reply from you is enough to make him feel important. But when he throws out an insult and you keep a calm expression, everything in his mind begins to collapse. A cold stare, a gentle expression as if you are observing a child in a tantrum, a small understanding smile, or even complete silence all carry more power than any response. Because at that moment, he realizes a truth he does not want to face. He has no influence over you. He cannot touch your emotions. He cannot control you. And when he loses that ability to control, he loses everything. Your silence is not weakness. It is a declaration of strength. It says you are too grounded to be shaken by noise. It says you do not enter cheap battles. It says you know your worth and no one can take it from you with a few worthless words. Seneca once said that a noble mind is not offended by words. A person who throws mud at you does not make you dirty. They only dirty their own hands. When you stand still and calm, you show the world who truly holds self-control. Your calmness also has a deeper effect. It forces the offender to face himself. When he cannot make you react, he begins to wonder why. He quietly asks himself, why is he not angry? Why is he not striking back? How can he remain this calm? And within those questions lies the inner imbalance he cannot hide. He is no longer the attacker. He becomes someone trying to explain himself before a person who is unaffected. The power has shifted. Your silence also speaks to the people around you. Outsiders will see two opposite images, one person trying to create chaos and one person standing there steady like a stone. And people always judge by presence. The loud one is always seen as weak. The quiet but unmoving one is seen as strong. No one respects a person who loses control, but every eye turns toward the one who can stand in the storm without shaking. Remember this, your goal is not to win with words. You do not need to prove that you are right, and you do not need to gain the upper hand in a meaningless confrontation. The real goal is not letting anyone take control of your emotions. Your silence is how you keep your advantage, your clarity, your self-respect, and force the offender to face the truth that he cannot touch you. A strong man does not need to shout. A disciplined mind does not need to argue to be acknowledged. A steady person does not need to fight to prove their worth. And someone who follows Stoicism understands that silence is sometimes the strongest answer. When others expect you to break but you remain standing, that image itself is complete victory. Method 3. Maintain absolute self-control. There is one thing every offender lacks, and it is the one thing they cannot stand seeing in others. It is self-control. They may raise their voice, throw out bitter words, and try to stir chaos. But there is one thing they cannot do. They cannot control themselves. Their lack of control in words and behavior and in emotion is the reason they try to drag you to their level. They want you to react because they cannot tolerate watching someone stay calm while they fall apart. But that is exactly where you win entirely. A victory without shouting, without responding, only with the ability to command your own mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have absolute power over your mind, but you do not control external events. And an insult is an external event. He can say whatever he wants. He can choose to disrespect you. He can try to belittle you in front of a crowd. But what he cannot control is how you respond. And that is where Stoicism becomes your advantage. When you maintain self-control, every strike he attempts becomes a blow that hits nothing. He attacks but never reaches you. A person who lacks self-control is already the loser from the beginning. When he gets angry, his voice shakes. When he tries to appear powerful, his eyes reveal his insecurity. When he tries to push you into a corner, he is fighting the chaos inside himself. But when you remain calm, stand tall, speak steadily, and breathe with control, you become the mirror that shows him what he does not want to see. He is weaker than you. He cannot control himself while you can control yourself completely. Imagine an invisible battle between two people. One attacks with emotion, anger, and chaotic energy. The other stands like a stone, unmoving and unchanged. Who do you think is respected more? Who is seen as stronger? Who is the winner in the eyes of everyone watching? In every situation, the answer is always the one who can maintain self-control. Calmness is never a sign of weakness. It is a sign of a mind stronger than any storm. When you maintain self-control, you are not only controlling your own emotion, but also controlling the direction of the confrontation. The offender wants you to lose your calm. That is the only weapon he has. But if you do not lose your calm, you force him to play by your rules. You put him into a passive state. He no longer knows what to do because his entire plan depends on your reaction. When that reaction does not come, he falls into an empty space he was not prepared for. And in that empty space, his weakness becomes visible. Your self-control also sends a powerful message to witnesses. A person who remains calm in the face of disrespect is always seen as the bigger one, the stronger one, the more formidable one in a way the weak will never understand. You do not need threats, counterattacks, or displays of power. Your presence, your calmness, and your silence already declare strength. A person who can control himself is someone no one else can control. A person who follows Stoicism understands that self-control is the foundation of freedom. When you master your mind, you are no longer a slave to the emotions of others. You are no longer a puppet of outside provocation. You become the center of yourself. You define the direction of the situation. You decide what can touch you and what cannot. And when you stand in that place, every insult becomes meaningless. Always remember this: your anger is his victory. Your confusion is his satisfaction. Your loss of control is his goal. But your calmness is his defeat. Your stillness is his fear. Your self-control is the perfect victory. In every confrontation, the one who masters himself is the one who remains standing in the end. And when you remain standing, no one can shake you. Method 4. Reverse the insult with a question that forces them to reveal their weakness. A person who insults you always hopes for one thing: an emotional reaction. He wants you to get angry, to lose control, to strike back. That is the world he understands, a place where emotion overwhelms reason and where the loudest person thinks he wins. He believes that if he pushes you hard enough, you will lose your calm and fall to his level. But there is one thing he will never be prepared for, and this is the very thing that will make him collapse in front of you and everyone watching. He is not prepared to face a question. A simple question can pierce through the armor he tries to wear. He can insult you with a challenging tone, but he is not equipped to explain himself. Because insults do not come from reason. They come from ignorance, from lack of control, and from insecurity. A question forces him to step out of emotion, look back at his own words, and face what he always tries to avoid: the emptiness of his reasoning and the weakness behind his motives. Imagine this situation. Someone mocks you in front of a crowd, thinking he is displaying strength. He expects you to explode, to break, to strike back in panic. But instead, you look straight into his eyes and ask a simple question: why does that bother you so much? That moment is like someone has pulled the floor out from under him. He did not expect it. He has no answer. And his silence becomes the perfect evidence of the insecurity he is trying to hide. A question always has more power than a counterattack. If he mocks your ambition, ask, why does my effort upset you? If he attacks your appearance, ask, what does it say about you when you care so much about superficial things? If he criticizes your way of living, ask, why does my life affect your emotions that much? When you respond with a question, you shift the entire energy of the confrontation. You force him to reflect on himself. A person who insults you never imagines that he will have to explain his own words. He fires insults like arrows. But when you pick up that arrow and hand it back to him, asking why he shot it, he no longer knows what to do. Weak people are not familiar with reason. They are familiar with chaos. They are used to hiding their emptiness behind noise. But a question strips away every layer of that disguise and exposes the weakness they want to hide the most. Socrates understood this power clearly. He did not defeat his opponents with anger. He did not use insulting words. He simply asked. Every question was a mirror. Every mirror reflected the absurdity, and every absurdity exposed forced the opponent to recognize his own weakness. That is victory through intelligence and not through volume. That is the victory of the person with self-control and not the person with the loudest voice. When you ask a question, you are not attacking. You are not lowering yourself. You are not doing anything that goes against your dignity. You simply stand there, calm, and force the offender to face himself. The moment he is forced to think about his own words, he realizes that they have no weight. He sees the absurdity, the pettiness, and the insecurity in every word he threw. You do not need to shout to expose him. He will expose himself. The best part is that not only he feels it, the people watching feel it too. They see two clear images: one person knocked out of position by a simple question, confused, hesitant, and visibly weak, and the other standing steady, unmoved, and in complete control. They see who is stronger. They see who is more mature. They see who is truly in command of the situation. You do not need to convince them. They will understand on their own. A sharp question can do more than any insult. It does not create conflict. It does not create chaos. It only exposes the truth. And truth is what the offender fears the most. He fears your self-control. He fears your calmness. He fears your steady gaze. But above all, he fears having to explain himself. Because to explain, he must be honest. And to be honest, he must face the weakness he has always tried to escape. This is the art of intellectual dominance. No anger, no crude words, no aggression, only one tool: the question. And when your question touches the empty space inside him, you do more than make him look small. You make him realize that he has no strength other than his attempt to hurt others. When you look back at all 4 ways of dealing with disrespect, you will see something more important than everything else. In every confrontation, strength does not lie in your voice. It does not lie in your response. It does not lie in aggression or in the effort to prove yourself. True strength lies in your ability to control yourself. Someone who insults you has only one weapon: your emotion. If he makes you angry, he wins. If he makes you defensive, he wins. If he makes you lose your calm, he wins. But if you maintain your self-control, your composure, and your calmness, his entire power collapses right in front of you. Stoicism does not teach you to be silent, and it does not teach you to tolerate disrespect without action. It teaches you to see the essence. When someone tries to insult you, you do not look at his words. You look through them. You see the chaos, the insecurity, the fear of being seen as small, and the lack of self-control he tries to hide behind his powerful tone. In the moment you see that, the insult loses all its power. It can no longer touch who you are. It only reveals who he is. Those who are truly strong always keep control of their own mind. They are not dragged into meaningless battles. They do not lower themselves to the level of the weak. They do not react in the way others expect. They break the entire frame of the confrontation with their calmness. They force the other person to face himself. And in that moment of self-confrontation, weakness is revealed most clearly. You do not need to be a skilled debater. You do not need sharp words to respond. You only need to master your mind. You only need to understand that an insult is not an attack, but a declaration of insecurity. You only need silence at the right moment, calmness in the right place, and clarity in every reaction. Anyone who disrespects you will make himself look small without you saying a single word. If what you just heard resonates with you, if you want to become unshakable in the face of chaos and strong in the way a true Stoic is strong, then press like and subscribe. This is only the beginning. Your journey towards self-control, wisdom, and inner peace is waiting ahead. And from this moment on, you will never look at an insult the same way again.